welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome everyone that is connecting. Thank you for joining me on this very program. Like and share.
Download Instabridge today and get Wi-Fi.
Like and share on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to the neighbors. Try and invite somebody to join us. Let's see what we can be able to do this evening. Please share to all platforms. As you connect, try and invite somebody to join us. We cannot do these things alone. The challenges we are having on the social media is getting more and more. The blockage, the attack, the hindrances is increasing. So without your support, I'm not sure we can be able to go as far as we are supposed to go. You're welcome. Thank you for joining, Stella. Thank you so much for joining. I welcome you, Stella. Thank you for joining. So everyone that has joined, any place you join us from, I welcome you and I appreciate your presence. Please help us to like and share. Try and invite somebody else. They are really blocking us. In the morning, I was not able to reach as many people as I'm supposed to reach in the morning. The morning hours was so difficult that it was even very difficult to see up to 10 people. So when you see such kind of things, you know it is not ordinary. The manipulation is coming from the platform itself. So the only thing we do is that we rely on you Biafrans. We rely on our subscribers, those of us who have the update and are coming. When you come, just try to help us to share the program. Help us to like the program. That is the only way we can be able to overcome this challenge. There is nothing else we can do. So on today's program, I've just come briefly to update us on things that are happening. There are things that are happening that we must talk about. A lot is really going on. And we just want to brush those things that are happening so that Biafrans can be aware. These things are things that we cannot pretend that they are not happening. There are things that are happening and there is no way you can try to avoid it or say you won't talk about it. You have to talk about it, except you don't know what you are doing. Sometimes it's very difficult for us to talk about these issues, but we have to talk about them because they are important. Very important. The propaganda of the zoo is continuing and their exposition is continuing. We will continue to expose them. Everything in Nigeria is a fraud. Could you imagine that a terrorist group is coming also to debunk the lie that the military have told about them? A terrorist group is coming out to debunk the claim of the Zoological Republic Army. Meanwhile, the Biafra Republic of Nigeria have exposed much more about the kidnap of Biafrans in Abia State that is ongoing. And as we speak, the breaking news is that up to 300 innocent people have disappeared. The Nigerian military have disappeared 300 people, innocent. That is what their news says. And when you hear them talk 300, you should be expecting around 1,000. When you hear them mention 300, expect at least 1,000. Their news said over 300 innocent people have been disappeared by the Nigerian military in Aba. Over 300 people have been disappeared by Nigerian military in Aba. And when they tell you over 300, you should know that it is much, much more than that. You should be expecting around 1,000. And while they are disappearing the innocent ones, the governor of the state came and told them that they should make sure that people are secured. He visited the army base and he pleaded for the innocent suspects. The governor went to plead for the innocent suspects. Can you imagine? In a country, the governor, who they tag to be the chief security of a state, is pleading to release innocent people. We are not talking about the accused. We are not talking about criminals. A governor who is the chief security of the state is going to the army base to beg for the release of innocent people. When we say Nigeria is a failed state, the pointers are everywhere. Things that are happening again and again point to that fact that Nigeria is a terrorist country. It is sad. For a long time, we have been accusing the Zoological Republic government of sponsoring insecurity in Biafra land, of orchestrating insecurity in Biafra land. When we say it, they think we are making it up because it is Biafran that are saying it, because we are saying it on social media, because we are saying it online. They don't put value to what we say. But that cry that we've been making every day today finally is being investigated and is being spoken about again. Remember when I have done, if any other person have not said, my very self, I have made several programs on this very platform where I said that the federal government of Nigeria is the chief sponsor of the insecurity in Biafra territory. And they are the one that single-handedly sponsored insecurity through a Bubago, and they were using the governors. Today, a report has come. And the report says, UK organization releases report on how ex-President Buhari allegedly funded a Bubago in Southeast to kill residents, used Imo State's Ebonyi government as executors. Now you get it. Our prime minister have done exclusive exposition on the Bubago, and we discovered that they were they comprise of majority people who are not even from Biafra land. The Bubago supposedly security outfit in the southeast to secure the southeast is supposed to be indigenous people, but we discovered that the Bubago was funded by the federal government, and most of the people they have on the ground are foreigners. Because I could remember when they enacted this Bubago issue, our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano made an announcement and he said no Biafra should join, and I know Biafra willingly on their own join. No. When they called for people to be recruited, nobody went for the recruitment. They had to go to the middle belt, to the north, and many people from the south. They used the one they call the pig in the creek. The pig in the creek was one of the agents that they used. That was why you had him boasting of the contract that Buhari gave him. He said it in the open that Buhari gave him a contract, security contract. What security contract can you give to a militant that is not licensed? Which security outfit does Esther Dokubo control that is licensed? None that we know of. All we know that he was part of the militants. He was part of the militants who repented, who dropped their request all in the name of amnesty. He was part of them. That is the only thing that is known about Senator. But we have not had any day that our Senator will register a security company. But Buhari recruited him, and he merged with the governors in South. And he boasted. Most of the time, he made a video where he said he went to the southeast. That was why he was brandishing AK-47 without any consequence. Today, the result has come. All these are things that are happening, we have been speaking about. But people feel, why must we talk that we don't have to talk? Today, it is in the public. When we thought, they say, oh, you are making noise on social media. They don't take us serious because we are saying the truth. Simply because we are speaking on the social media. That is why they do not believe us. They don't trust us. Well, Biafrans, you must be at alert. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria today, is going to have an emergency space. Today, every one of us should prepare to join him. He's going to hold an emergency space because of what is happening. There's a lot of confusion everywhere. He's going to hold a space, and every one of us should key into that space so that we can know what is happening. We have to join him as Simon Ekpa by 6 p.m. Biafra time today. 6 p.m. Any place you are, by 6 p.m., make sure you are connected so that we can hear the update from the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. A lot of things are going wrong, but we cannot fold our hands and continue to watch these things go wrong. We have to talk. So many things we have talked about, we have cried about, and spoken about today, they are now reality. Every one of us must sit up. We cannot allow them to take away the media from us. That is the greatest mistake we can make. To allow Nigerian government to take over the media from us is an error. So any place you are as a Biafran, please help us to continue to share our program so that other people can connect. Very important. Very important. If you keep silent, they are going to silence us. We need your help on media. We need your help to pass these informations. Any place you are watching me from, if you are watching me from Facebook or you are watching me from YouTube, your support is highly needed to help and disseminate this information. Share it so that everybody can get it. The attack against the Biafran people is enormous, and we cannot continue to keep silent and pretend it's not happening. They are attacking us from right, from left, from center. They are trying to stop us by all means necessary to see that our voice is not heard. I am trying my possible best to bring the updates for you. Today, in Biafra land, their news is saying that up to 300 people have disappeared in the hand of the Nigerian military. And when, you can imagine when the Nigerian media is telling you 300, you already know that it's up to 1,000. When Nigerian media tell you 300, just count it by 3. Disappeared. And the most painful one, the chief security of the state, the old Abia state, the chief secretary of the state went to the barracks to plead on behalf of the innocent. That is how they wrote it all. went to plead on behalf of the innocents that they should be let go. We are talking about the innocent people that didn't commit any crime. The chief security of the state had to go and plead, and yet they refuse. And as we speak, 300 people have disappeared in their hand. And when you hear 300, you should know that it is more than that. Diana, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. It is so sad. Every Biafra must be strong. We must be strong. Do not get distracted. Do not allow anybody to make you fearful. Do not allow any fear to grip you. Continue to remain steadfast. I know how difficult it is. We condole with all those who have lost members of their family in this very incident. This is something that nobody should tolerate. Nobody should accept. No human being should accept the inhumanity against man that is happening now. But no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter their propaganda, their blackmail, we must continue to fight this battle. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria, is going to come on space because of all these confusions everywhere. He's going to come on space to straighten certain informations, to clear certain facts and make certain things straight. Because you know the zoo is filled up with blackmail, propaganda, lies. If you do not follow up, you might not know which is which. There are false information. The government itself is the architect of false information. Our Prime Minister is coming live on Twitter. He's coming live on X in the space by 6 p.m. Biafran time. Do not miss it. Don't miss it. Be there to get the information firsthand. We also know that they are cooking up a plan to create another state. They want to create another state inside Biafra land. And our promise has made it clear. No idiot should make any step of creating any state, because Biafrans have already made their desire known to the world. Biafrans have already spoken loud. With more than 40 million votes, they have voted for exit from Nigeria. There's no way you can see those 40 million votes and all you could do is to go and create another state. You are creating more chaos. You are bringing more destruction upon you. And if you feel you can ignore the warnings of our Prime Minister, go ahead. You are going to get whatever you desire. You are going to get what you cannot be able to handle. We are dealing with people that don't have conscience. A country where the life of a human being does not matter. A country that just sees their citizens as animals. Everybody living on this planet Earth knows that the primary objective of every government is to protect the life and property of its own people. That is the primary objective of every government. To protect the life and properties of its citizens. But what we see, the primary objective of Nigerian government is to destroy the lives and properties of its citizens. And they do it with impunity. They do it with boldness. They announce it and they do it. The primary objective of the Nigerian government is to destroy the life of people around them. And that is what they are doing in Biafra land today. a country that is lawless, how do you feel, you that is talking about one Nigeria, or you that is hoping that maybe your Nigeria can be good today or tomorrow? How do you feel when you hear that the chief security of a state, a governor, is going out to the barracks to beg on behalf of those who are innocent? We are not talking about criminals. They arrested innocent people indiscriminately. Instead of governor giving an order, instant order to release everybody, he went to beg. What he did was to go and beg. He went to go and beg Boko Haram, terrorists. Every developed country of the world have made it clear that negotiating with terrorists is not an option. When you are negotiating with the terrorists, you are empowering them. The chief security of a state that is supposed to stamp his foot on the ground and demand the immediate release of every of his citizens that is being kidnapped, he went to beg. And even in the midst of his begging, already 300 people have disappeared in the hands of this military. And when their media tell you 300, as I said before, expect 1,000 have disappeared. Innocent people that committed no crime. They did nothing. Some are teenagers, as young as 14 years, 13 years. And we are talking about women inclusive. Not just men, women. Murdered in cold blood. For something they knew nothing about. For something that might end up becoming a flag of operation. And tomorrow they will call them unknown soldier. This is something they have done again and again. We just finished complaining about the issue of Okwama, where they went in and destroyed an entire village, leveled it to the floor. They went to Okwama community and leveled an entire village to the floor for a crisis that does not concern the village. The people who are doing oil bunkering are military men. The people who they are using as thugs are military men. The security men that the oil bunkers are using are military men. There is no way you can operate oil bunkering in Nigeria without the support of the military. Every single one of them today. That is why you see them, they are struggling to come out work in this southern part of Nigeria. They are all struggling, making opportunities, creating chance to come and operate in southern part of Nigeria. And when they come, they go into oil bunkering. That was what they were doing in Okwama. When they were fighting for the battle of the control of the area and they killed themselves. Now they turned over to the villagers and said, it is the villagers. And they went in and lives were destroyed. And the funniest thing is that they will come and announce it and say that they are going to take vengeance. You are taking vengeance on who? On who? When you have not done any investigation to know who did what or what the person did. You are taking vengeance on innocent people. They opened their mouth openly. The chief of army staff announced that they are coming to Biafra land for Operation Jungle Justice. And when our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa translated that word, jungle war, when our Prime Minister translated that word, jungle war, some of you didn't take it serious, right? You thought it was just one of those jokes. You called it one of those propaganda. But today you can see that jungle war happening in Biafra. When our Prime Minister was trying to explain that jungle war, he made it clear that if you want to understand what it means to engage in a jungle war, think of jungle justice. And some of you forget that our prime minister is somebody who has gone through military training. He has passed through the military training and he knows their code. When you hear jungle war, it is just equivalent to jungle justice. And you know what jungle justice is? Jungle justice itself is a crime. Jungle justice is a crime, and there is no law that will permit anybody to engage in jungle justice. Even prisoners of war are to be protected. In war, prisoners of war who surrender themselves unarmed, they have the right to be protected. You don't kill them. You don't kill prisoners of war. But when you talk about jungle justice, it is taking innocent life. Anybody on sight, take it out. Jungle war means lawlessness, total lawlessness with the gun. That is what it is. Total and absolute lawlessness with the gun. That is what is going on in Biafra land as we speak. And after seeing these things, you want us to fold our hands and pretend it's not happening, right? You want us to fold our hands, pretend it's not happening. We will not fold our hands. We won't. As we speak, ISWAP is running rampage in the northern part of Nigeria, taking the life of the Christians over there, destroying properties and taking over village, rename it. In fact, they drive away people from their village and they take over the village and settle in it in the northern part of Nigeria. ISWAP execute Biafrans in the public, Africans, Christians. They execute Christians in the public. They announce it, they video it, and they show it. In that same country called Nigeria, I'm talking about a terrorist organization that is known by the whole world. But the government don't see them as a threat. They don't care, they don't see them as a threat. They are not a threat to them. The people they see as a threat are people who are asking for legitimate rights. Right to self-determination, right to make decisions for themselves, right to choose where they want to belong, right to choose their fate. Those are the people they are seeing as a threat. These are people who have been asking for self-determination without raising any arm. They have been genuinely, for a very long time, asking for self-determination without raising a single arm. But each time they open their mouth, the government of Nigeria come hard on them. In that same country today, where they do not want people from Biafra land to make a word, to say a word, they are forgiving terrorists. Not only forgiving terrorists, they forgive them and they recruit them into the military. After recruitment, the next thing is an assignment. Where? Biafra land. That is when you go to Biafra land, you see their footprint everywhere. And this is an intentional plan. Intentionally done to destabilize Biafra land. There is not a mistake. We have been saying it. I have been hammering on this platform for a long time. But people don't take it. When we say certain things, they will think, oh, these Biafran people, they don't come again. Some will call it conspiracy theory. Some will call it blackmail. Today, and international investigators have done the job. Sahara Reporter reported that foreign investigators have found out how the late Muhammad Buhari sponsored the insecurity in Biafra land through the Ebubago. That the late Muhammad Buhari sponsored insecurity in Biafra land through the Ebubago. Financially provided them with everything. Now you understand why Ebubago never go against the terrorists. We have never seen the Bubago one day confront the Fulanis. The people who supposedly are the main reason why they were put in place. We see Amoteku. After the enactment of Amoteku, if not for anything, we can see Amoteku, they have confronted Fulani several times. They have even arrested Car. We have seen them arrest Car. We have seen them engage in a battle with the Fulanis, even with their small chakabula that they are holding. But in the case of Ebubago, with their AK-47, their focus was on Biafrans. We had their stories of execution of Biafrans. Simply because maybe you're owing somebody debt, they come after you. Collecting tax by force from people. Members of Ebubago were caught in kidnapping red-handed. Members of Ebubago were indicted in kidnapping. These things I'm telling you is not a made-up story. That is why in my broadcast, after listening, I will tell you to go and verify. It is very easy to verify. Everything I say here, later, just go to Google it, or you go to Facebook, type. You will see video evidence. I can't play so many videos for you here on YouTube. I can't share many videos. There are some horrible videos that I can't share. Here we are being censored. There are things I can say here, there are things I cannot say. The YouTube is censored. Likewise, Facebook. It is not everything that I can share in Facebook. Not everything I can say in Facebook. Terrible things are happening. But there are certain things we don't say on Facebook. We will keep it. We can only share it on our WhatsApp groups. Or you go to the X on our Prime Minister platform. You are going to get those informations there on video. They have committed so much atrocity against Biafrans. And today, here are we again. On that very investigation that Sahara Reporter released, investigation that was done by foreign organizations. The foreign organization found out that the late Muhammadu Buhari sponsored insecurity in Biafra land, sponsored the disappearance of Biafrans through the governors. And the governors we are mentioned, Governor Dave Umahi in Ebonyi State, Governor of Enugu State, Governor of Imo State, and Governor of Anambra State. These governors were sponsored directly to go after the Biafran people. And that was one of the conditions for them to retain power. They reached agreement with the late Muhammadu Buhari as a condition for them to retain power. And they were allowed. And today, what do you see? You have seen the fruit of their labor. Insecurity. Exported all the way from the northern part of Nigeria to the southern part of Nigeria today. Biafra land, to be precise. The objective is just to destabilize Biafra land. That is their aim and objective. To make sure that Biafra land is destabilized. The same way their own area is. They felt that Biafra land cannot be peaceful. They are not happy that Biafra land is enjoying peace and tranquility. They are not happy that no shade of blood is happening in Biafra land. Then they conducted their several kind of flag of operations. They conduct different kinds of falsifying flag of operations in Biafra land, just to create an avenue for them to come in and take innocent life. Just like the recent one that you are seeing. Number one, you were told not to come out. The governor himself added his voice and told you People that lost a person have the right to sit at home if they choose to. You can't beat a man and tell him not to cry. The people will choose how they want to mourn their dead. It is not you that will choose for the people how to mourn their dead. It is left for the Biafra people to choose how we decide to mourn our dead. And what did we do? We chose to mourn our dead in our own way by observing a sit at home. How is that a problem? We own the business. We decided to lock up our business. It doesn't have anything to do with you. We decided to sacrifice that one day. How is that your problem? After the crime you have committed against us, the genocide committed against us, you don't want us to remember our heroes. You know how important that day was for the Biafra people. And the governor said, stay in your barracks. Because you have other intentions. Just like the way they have been doing for a long time. You know, before, when the sit at home were started, when they wanted to stop the sit at home by force, what they were doing is to create a false operations everywhere. They will create some group to go and enforce the sit at home. For them to have something they will present to the masses and say, oh, look at the people who told you to sit at home. They are killing you. And some idiots online are still preaching that message of it today. Because that is what they are paid to do. Some idiot. When you see people that hate Biafrans with everything, they hate the Igbos more especially. They hate them. And yet, when you see them talk about it at home, they will talk as if they are concerned. They will talk and talk as if they are concerned. You are so much concerned about the sit at home that Biafrans chose by themselves, but you are not concerned when their properties are destroyed. You are not concerned when their businesses are set on fire. You are not concerned when their homes are demolished. You are not concerned when they are being dehumanized and killed. You are not concerned. That one doesn't bother you. The only one that bothers you is a sit at home that they have chosen, a way to express their view democratically. Not in a violent way. If every Biafran is still in their home, how does that affect anybody outside? Every man in his home. Once in a week, you have up to 6 or 5 days to trade. Out of those 7 days, you just took 1 day. You took 1 day. You have the rest of the days to do your trading. For those who trade on Sunday, you have 6 days to trade. Those who don't trade on Sunday, you have 5 days to trade. Only 1 day. And the people have adapted to it. They are not complaining. But every day you see them come online to shout and cry. As if they care about the masses. They do not care. When you go to the ground root, go to the grassroots and ask people, interview people, then you will understand. And if the people so much hate this sit at home, why do we have to raise up to 40 million plus votes in Biafran territory? Why? Why do you think that Biafrans will vote up to 40 million plus for the restoration of independence of Biafra? You see, that's why I tell you people that the self-referendum we conducted is I don't know how to describe it. The self-referendum that our Prime Minister put in place is a master stroke. That is the best way to describe it. That single self-referendum is a master stroke. It destroyed so many arguments. It destroyed so many propaganda and created massive awareness. The self-referendum. When an idiot will rise up and talk, make certain points, they will ask him, but look at the number of people who supported him. If it is true that the Biafrans do not want the sit at home, or they are being forced, you can see that the self-referendum was done very quietly. Nobody was forced. People were going on their own to go and vote, and many voted online. And yet, with all the insecurity, with all the hindrances and obstacles caused by the terrorist government of Nigeria. Yet, Biafra voted massively. Even as we speak, they are still voting. Voting is still going on as you are speaking. Now you see what they are afraid of. This very self-referendum was a master stroke. And after our Prime Minister leaked the information of the response of people, the zoo became agitated. They couldn't have themselves again. They began to have sleepless nights. And they began to plan their flag of operations in every angle. More things are going to happen, my fellow Biafrans. You must remain strong. More things are going to happen. But I urge you to be strong, my fellow Biafrans. Never give up. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, do not get distracted. Remain consistent, and I bet you, at the end of the day, you'll be glad you did. We are in a generation that nobody can hide the truth from you. We are in a generation where nobody can deny the truth. We are in the generation where you stand your ground and you speak. My fellow Biafrans, for everyone that is watching me on this program, I want you to know that the battle has just started. Don't miss the space of our Prime Minister this evening. Maybe I think in the next 1 hour. In the next 1 hour. In the next 1 hour. 6 p.m. to be precise. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria, is going to have a broadcast on space. And in that broadcast, you need to be there to get the information firsthand. By the special grace of God, if I find my way, I will stream it on Chooks for Survivor channel. So if you want to watch it, if you can't come to Twitter, you might see it on Chooks for Survivor channel or Chooks for Survivor page on Facebook. I hope we can be able to show you if it is possible. If you can't see it there, make sure you connect direct from Twitter. Go to the space of our Prime Minister where the information is going to be passed. A lot is going on. So many lies, propaganda are flying right, left, and center. And we cannot keep silent and pretend that these things are not happening. A lot is happening. And we must stand our ground now, not tomorrow. If we must win this battle, we have to start doing something now. I pray that every single Biafran, wherever you are, you will not lose your guard. We will remain consistent and we will continue to pursue our freedom, no matter the attack that is coming from the east, west, north, and south. It is not going to be easy. If anybody tells you it's going to be easy, it's a lie. Mazen Nandekan never promised us an easy ride. I say it all the time. Mazen Simon Epa never promised us an easy ride. He always reminds us that it is going to be tough. In fact, he said you should wear your thick skin. We should begin to train our mental toughness. Just like what you are seeing in Abia State today. It has not ended. And it is not only in Abia State. But we should thank Chukwu Okigara that the Liberation Army of Biafra are not relenting. They're not sitting back. What is happening in Abia State is also happening in so many states as we speak. There are some other states in Biafra land that are still affected. But I thank Chukwu Okigara that our Prime Minister have taken a decisive action and the order has been given for every terrorist in uniform in Biafra land disturbing the peace of the Biafra people, taking life and destroying properties, When the Liberation Army come for you, you will go down. Chukwu Okike Abịama is be with them. Their duty is to protect the life and properties of the Biafran people, and they will do it regardless who is involved. If you are a Biafran and you are serving in Nigerian military, you will be the first to go down. You better go to the north. Tell them to send you to north to go and face the terrorists. If they bring you to the Biafra land to face the innocent, you will not return back alive. That prayer has been made long time ago by Mazen Nandekano. And you know him very well, the prophet of our own time. Whatever prayer he makes, because he is as pure as crystal, whatever his prayer he makes is answered. Every single prayer he made to Chukwu Okike Abịama, they are all answered. They are all answered. So if you step your foot in Biafra land to take innocent life, you will go down. Just wait and see what is going to happen to these idiots that disappeared Biafrans. The order has been given. And as we speak, you know, when the Liberation Army hits them, they don't talk. They don't even know how to report it. Instead, they begin to choose their word by themselves. And I want everybody to know that this idea of accusing IPOB, there is nothing like IPOB anymore fighting for Biafra. There is nothing like IPOB fighting for Biafra. It doesn't exist anymore. Nigerian government have hijacked IPOB. And because of that, the Prime Minister rescued the people who are there willing to be rescued and transformed it to an organization. What we have to do is government. We have moved from being an organization to a government. So anybody parading him or herself as IPOB anyway is a criminal. You are not fighting for freedom. You are a criminal, just like your leaders, who their name have been mentioned by their fellow criminals on a daily basis. They have been indicted in all the insecurity in Biafra land. The loss of life of Biafrans, they have been indicted. People have come to confess of their involvement. And they are going to face the consequence of their action. If it doesn't happen in a week, it happens in a month. If it doesn't happen in a month, it happens in a year. But are they going to face the consequence? They will definitely get the consequence of whatever they have done against Biafran people. So I urge every Biafran, wherever you are, continue to be strong. Don't get distracted. No matter what you see, don't shake. Just hold yourself and continue to support the Liberation Army. Tomorrow is fundraising. Every one of us should come out in mass because the hour has come. We have to come out in mass to give our support to the Liberation Army. Tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. From today, begin to pay in your money. Just follow the link. The flyers are everywhere. Through the flyer, get the link there, type it, make sure it is correct, then make your donation and you'll get your receipts automatically. Then tomorrow being the fundraising, you join the Zoom and announce your contribution if you choose to. If you don't want your name to be mentioned, it's still okay. Chukwu Okike Abịama will reward you, whether you mention your name or you didn't mention your name. But the most important is go to that link on your comfortable time. It is 24/7 service. Make your donation. We must defend our forest land. And for us to defend it effectively, we must use something. You don't defend it with empty hand. It requires equipments. That is what the Liberation Army is asking for you. They're not asking for salary. They don't need salary from you. The only thing they look for is equipment to do the job. That's all they have been begging. So my fellow Biafrans, on tomorrow's fundraising, step up the game. Increase your donations. If you have been giving 50 before, raise it to 100. You are giving 100 before, raise it to 500. You are giving 500 before, raise it to 1,000. You are giving 1,000 before, raise it to 2,000. Whatever amount you are giving, please double it. Because this responsibility have doubled in all angles. So for us to sustain the success made so far, we must step us on all sides to do things. my fellow Biafran that are watching far and wide. I appreciate every one of you. I don't want to take much of your time so that you can relax yourself and save some of your data so that you can be to join Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, on space. He is coming on space. Our Prime Minister is coming on space maybe in the next 30 minutes or the next 45 minutes. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Biafran time. So please try and join that space. 6 p.m. Biafran time. In the next 45 minutes, I guess. He's going to come to space. Try and make sure you are there to get first-hand information. There are important information that you need to relate to Biafrans. Because so many things are going on, so many confusions are everywhere. Many propagandas and blackmail, they are pushing it to frighten Biafra or to create a different narrative. That has always been their tactics. To create a narrative or to place in divide and rule. To put Biafrans aside. That is one of the strategies they have always used. So we will not allow them to succeed. Not now. Not now. We can't allow them to succeed. So wherever you are watching me from, I urge you to be part of that very program that is coming up. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect us. May Chukwu Okike Abiama be our guide and protector. Guide and protect the Liberation Army. Guide and protect every force that is fighting on our behalf. The de facto government of homeland, the cabinet of Biafra, all our media warriors that are speaking on different platforms, all our speakers. May Chukwu come and guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. May Chukwu come and guide and protect our Supreme Namazi Nnamdi Kanu, secure him, give him good health, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, revelations. May Chukwu come and be with us, guide and protect us. Thank you so much for being part of this program. Please prepare and join our Prime Minister on space by 6 p.m. Biafran time. Thank you so much for being around. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Namazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you again next time. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move. Airborne.